We are the first wine bar that is exclusive to airports. We have a great network of full and passionate individuals. Volo has always been that space, that quiet space where you can come, discover something new, go off the beaten path, but then also have that opportunity to be able to take away and get away from whatever's happening in your day-to-day world. We want to be the world's favorite wine destination. You come to Volo to discover great wines. We all look for the aha moment, because we all had it in wine. That's the beauty of wine. Everybody that loves wine and does all the crazy stuff and nerds out had that aha moment. My aha moment came actually in Napa. Very apropos, full circle moment. I was on a trip and it was in 2012, so 11 years ago. And I remember being at this particular winery and they took us on this bus up this kind of windy hill, and it was in Sonoma, and I could see the Russian River meandering through the property. And I just had this moment, the glory tear. I had that moment, and I knew then that my world would lead me into wine. I didn't know what that was gonna look like at the time, but it's manifested in a truly beautiful way. We get to share that aha moment with so many different travelers throughout the world, and that's what makes it special. I've been able to get access to some amazing rooms and sit at some really incredible tables with some dynamic people. The caveat is I haven't always seen individuals that look like me at those tables and in those rooms. And I don't like that. I feel that, there is an opportunity for us to really disrupt the wine industry in a good way, because we know that diversity only elevates what we're trying to do. When we're looking at different audiences that we want to tap into, we want to look at different partnerships that we want to look into. I believe that when the room reflects the world that we live in, it's more authentic. And that's really what drives me when I think about wine culture and what we can do to continue to disrupt it in a positive way.
Once I was able to get inside of the wine world, outside of just drinking it, and really coming to Napa, coming to meet people in the industry, getting a chance to walk the vineyards, getting a chance to understand about the grapes, I was like, man, I want others to experience this. And so what got me into it was like, I knew that my mom, my dad, my uncles, my auntie, my community probably don't have the same experience that I had, but I also realized that this was something great that I felt that they need to experience. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go down this path and be a trailblazer in that sense. Not the first to do it, but the trailblazer in my space, in my family, in our life. The one thing I want to make sure that people understand is, like, as much as we want to open doors up for our community, we're not shutting doors on any other community. We just want to make sure that the community that we're from get an opportunity to understand it in a way that they can understand it, right? Like, we're not coming in this through science. We're coming in through this through passion. And so I think that our mission as well as Cellars, it will continue to keep changing as we continue to keep evolving into the brand that we want to be. We want to be a lifestyle brand. We want to be an iconic brand. And so I want to take this from what's looked at as a celebrity endorsed brand into a brand that, is iconic. Like some wine brands out there that you don't know who's behind it. You just love what the brand stands for. You love the juice in the bottle. You love the experience you have when you're drinking it. And so we're forever evolving.
I think that there is a misconception out there that when you have someone that has a star power like that of a Dwayne Wade, and they decide to go into an alcoholic venture, be it wine, be it spirits or anything, or beer, that a lot of times I think the perception is that it's just a name on the label to drive sales. And so to see how dialed in he was as a partner and how passionate he is, not only about the wine, but about driving positive wine culture and talking about occupying those spaces and the diversity, equity, inclusion, the areas of opportunity that we have within our wine world to make that happen, I was pleasantly surprised. And it made this collaboration all the more natural or authentic and organic. Why not Chenin Blanc? Chenin Blanc, along with bubbles, might be one of my love languages. So Chenin Blanc is a white grape variety. It actually originates out of the Loire Valley in France. When people think about California, they typically think from a white wine, they think Chardonnay, and rightfully so. Chenin Blanc, I think, creates a really cool story.
A lot of people know Sauvignon Blanc, or they know the certain grapes, but they don't know Chenin Blanc. And so one, as we talked about as a brand, is really exposing, California wine lovers to the way that California can make a great Chenin Blanc, because we know there's other places, South Africa, Lower Valley, like these places are known for Chenin. Well, showcasing that we can do something a little different that's unexpected, but showcasing how great it is. And then from there, man, it became one of my favorite wines, and I never had Chenin like that until we started creating it. I love it. I feel like, you look at the Wade brand right now, we probably was built off Cabernet, but I feel like right now everyone looks at us like, that's Chenin. Like that conversation, like that's Chenin. And it's become a brand kind of builder for us. And it is what it is like I said, it's something that you realize how versatile that the Chenin is. And I just love it. Like we all love it, right? So.
It can be made dry, it can be made sweet, it can be made still, it can be made sparkling. So coming from the Loire is actually very popular in South Africa as well. There it's called Steen. But coming out of California, again, I think just creates this different iteration, because you can take that same grapevine and put it in different areas, and that grapevine is going to express itself differently. Knowing that it's thriving here and showing in such a beautiful way, I thought it was just the easiest collab that we could ever come up with. I think this collaboration with Wade Cellars allows us to be able to take two legacy brands, Dwayne Wade, Vino, Volo, and combine them. And I think we do it in such a compelling way because there's no other wine bar that has the exposure that we have. And I believe that in doing this and having this collaboration, it's a win-win partnership. And I believe partnership really is an intentional word that when everyone comes together, everyone should win. And so when you have two legacy brands that are doing all the good work, it only makes sense to bridge the gap in that. One of the things about being in the airports is that we have typically what you consider a contained guest. I think that having a contained guest should give you the motivation to expose them to things that they wouldn't get before. And so what's happening with Wade Cellars and the Chenin Blanc coming out of Clarksburg, it's all in the glass. It's beautiful, it's pretty, it's easy drinking. And again, we get to elevate voices that don't always get that space. And I'm super excited about this collab.